Everybody has a turn back moment. You have a moment where you can go forward or you can give up. But the thing you have to keep in mind before you give up is that if you give up, the guarantee is it will never happen. That's the guarantee of quitting, that it will never happen, no way under the sun. The only way the possibility remains that it can happen is if you never give up, no matter what.
Reactive people are also affected by their social environment, by the social weather. When people treat them well, they feel well. When people don't, they become defensive or protective. Reactive people build their emotional lives around the behavior of others, empowering the weaknesses of other people to control them. The ability to subordinate an impulse to a value is the essence of the proactive person. Reactive people are driven by feelings, by circumstances, by conditions, by their environment. Proactive people are driven by values. Carefully thought about, selected and internalized values. Proactive people are still influenced by external stimuli, whether physical, social, or psychological. But their response to the stimuli, conscious or unconscious, is a value-based choice or response. As Eleanor Roosevelt observed, no one can hurt you without your consent. In the words of Gandhi, they cannot take away our self-respect if we do not give it to them. It is our willing permission, our consent to what happens to us that hurts us far more than what happens to us in the first place.
See, the way in which we operate, ladies and gentlemen, it's a manifestation of what we believe, what's possible for us. Whatever you've done up to this point, all that it really is a duplication, it's a reproduction of what you believe subconsciously that you deserve and what's possible for your life. Most people operate out of their personal history, out of their memory, things they've done, things they've experienced, things they've seen, things that they have observed. What I'm suggesting that you operate out of a larger vision of yourself. I want you to see yourself doing what you want to do, experiencing what you want to experience, having what you want to have, doing what it is that gives your life some meaning and value. Operate out of your imagination, not your memory. Because whatever you look at where you want to go, I'm wanting to warn you, you will have some conversation back here after you go through the data that you've experienced in life saying you can't do it. And so what you want to begin to do is ignore that inner conversation. Well, most people, ladies and gentlemen, when something happens to them, what they do is they begin to believe that that's the way it is. That's the way it's always been. And they can't see the possibility of it being any different. And I'm saying that if you know anybody that had some goal, some dream, something they wanted to do,
it's easy to make excuses about why you can't do something, but far harder to just give it a go. Ralph Waldo Emerson believed that the only person who really knows what you could do is you. And more importantly, that the only way you could know was to give something a go. In other words, only after you have tried something and immersed yourself in it could you truly say whether or not you could do it. This makes enormous sense, and once you have tried something and succeeded, or at the very least learned from the process, you should be more confident in your own ability. Naturally, all of us harbor fears about what we can and cannot do. It's part of being human. Some are legitimate, like the fear of dying if you were to base jump off Angel Falls. And the fact that people do such mad things may have more to do with chemical imbalances in the brain than any latent desire to face their fears. The sad thing is that such fears hold us back. The next time you feel you might be holding yourself back, try flicking the switch. Instead of associating pain with doing something you are fearful of and pleasure with avoiding it, switch your thinking so that you associate pleasure with doing it and pain with avoiding it. It's incredibly motivating. Either you let your life slip away by not doing the things you want to do, or you get up and do them.